looking good, baby. I believe that you're feeling fine. Shade my light.
Paulie Walnuts doesn't write nothing down, but he does talk every once in a while, and apparently, at one point, with a therapist.
I was seeing a therapist myself about a year ago. I had some issues. Enough said. I learned some coping skills.
But what if Paulie had continued seeing a therapist?
I'm not insensitive. I hurt too.
Here are the 5 categories and topics that I think would be discussed.
Was born, grew up, spent a few years in the army, a few more in the can, and here I am, a half a wise guy. So listen, about all this stuff that's going on, Tony and all.
What's your name again?
Paulie Gualtieri, Jersey.
Your father was run over by a trolley, right?
Johnny talked to you about me, right?
Johnny who? Sack? Talk to me about what?
When Carmine looks Paulie in the eye, with that absent look on his face, Paulie walks into the bathroom and stares at himself in the mirror, as if to ask himself, "What is your name? Who are you really?"
Worst thing, I'm not who I am. It's like my whole life is a joke.
Whether or not Carmine Sr. knew who Paulie was, the effect on Paulie was still the same. It may have been a joke, but either way, the joke's on Paulie. Speaking to identity in the more literal sense, this scene here, I always feel like Paulie and Tony, they look very alike. Like, if you didn't know any better, you could easily mistake them. Maybe at the end of the day, in spite of their differences, they're much more alike than different. Or, on the flip side, perhaps as much as they have in common, they may also still be worlds apart. Paulie doesn't learn that his ma is his aunt until season 6.
I got pregnant. I had a baby.
You didn't have no baby.
And there was this soldier, Russ. I was a bad girl.
Maybe you should talk to a priest.
My advice to Dottie here would have been very similar. Maybe you should talk to a priest.
His mother, Tony. I love him. If anyone has to pay for this, let it be me.
But Ma,
Maria Lucia is your aunt. I'm your mom.
Paulie's mother was a nun, and Paulie's father may have been a diplomat.
I'm only trying to bring good relations between the families.
Some cookies?
I personally think that Paulie reacted very poorly and was really nasty to Nucci after finding out that she was his aunt. If anything, it's reason to appreciate her more. The fact that she raised you all by herself, that she took care of you, that she treated you like a son. To me, Nucci is Paulie's ma. But he didn't react so well. And I guess that's not surprising. I don't think that Paulie was necessarily emotionally capable of digesting that information without being affected. But nevertheless, I feel really badly for Nucci. In addition to not knowing his father and the things that he learns later on about his aunt and his ma, Paulie never gets married or has children of his own. According to him, he's better off that way.
And this is nothing about Aid or anybody else. Stay single as long as you can.
Oh, come on. What are you saying?
Oh, no offense, but ask me, marriage and that thing don't jive.
But sometimes you have to wonder if he gets lonely.
But you never come here no more. I didn't figure it'd be a problem.
I never come here no more because they're watching all our houses. It's no good for us to visit.
I know. What does it take to get something to eat?
Though perhaps Paulie felt truly content. with his other family.
Paulie.
Dr. Cipolla service.
I need to talk to the doctor.
Is this an emergency?
Of course.
Dr. Cipolla's out of town. Dr. Pagliari's on call. Do you want to be connected?
Nah. Wash my hands.
You just washed your hands.
Then I tied my shoes. Ever go to tie your shoes and you notice the end of your laces are wet?
We know that Paulie was a pretty health-conscious guy on the show, and he ran into a couple of health scares, mainly toward the end, but also general things throughout the show.
When it comes to banks, nobody knows anything, really. I'm no spring chicken no more. I don't want to have me dying on you, leaving you worse off than before.
Oh, you with the dead thing. You got the arms and upper body of a 20-year-old.
I gotta work at that. And I had the prostate.
I know, I'm just saying. I didn't eat breakfast.
Most important meal. Man needs it 7 hours. Keeps your mind sharp. And frankly, it's important. Even if the lace is dry, and even if you don't touch the body of the shoe, bacteria and virus migrate from the sole up. It tells me I can't expect the same things from my body no more. I tell you, T. First the eyes, then the teeth. Next you find out you can't take pissing for granted. I had a biopsy. I might have prostate cancer.
An Italian allergic to pomodori. Dio mio.
Well, it wasn't always like this. Started when they gave me radiation for my prostate.
I've been having headaches. I'm afraid maybe the thing metastasized.
No offense, but you ever had yourself checked for Tourette's? What? Tourette's syndrome. Seriously. Hey, you got a tick or something.
The Alzheimer's is getting to her.
Perhaps Paulie may have also worried about Alzheimer's, especially once he learned that Dottie was his biological mom.
There are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle.
Paulie resented Tony at times for what he saw as Tony's favoritism toward others.
Yeah.
You're late.
Well, tomorrow I can be on time. But you'll be stupid forever.
Hey, sit down.
$3 million a year from construction this family sees.
Ralphie, give him $12K.
I can't believe this.
But when Tony offers Paulie a promotion at the very end, Paulie turns it down. Perhaps that's how Paulie's managed to stay alive.
Jesus Christ, fucking Paulie Gautieri. Isn't he dead yet?
I just want to make sure somebody knows there could be a line of Cazzarellis a mile long. When my time comes, tell me. Will I stand up?
Though Paulie wants to take a pass at the promotion at the end, there are moments where he seems to express a willingness to be in the top spot at some point, though he could just be posturing.
I'm only trying to bring good relations between the families, as I always do and always will, no matter what happens or who's in charge. If it's me, God forbid.
You know, maybe if Paulie had been seeing a therapist, he wouldn't have felt the need to vent to Johnny Sack so much.
John, love you, babe. Don't let me rot now.
You don't want the job, you don't want the job. I can put Patsy in there. She's gonna be part of my family now. Be good.
You always know what to say to me, don't you? I live but to serve you, my liege.
Your problem's a spiritual matter.
Maybe. But irregardless, I should have had immunity to all of this shit.
Too susceptible to the psychics and the dream messages and dirty fucking toilet seats.
Sometimes most of the day he just stares at Chrissy's picture.
But that was different. Chrissy was shot. That was a paranormal event.
Paulie's very superstitious, and throughout the show, there are various times when he comes into contact with possibly supernatural or ghosts or spirits.
It's too late. You've been slacking off on me, and you left me unprotected.
What? 3 o'clock again?
Quiet. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah?
That bouncer that sent you back, did he have horns on his head? Hell is hot. That's never been disputed by anybody. You didn't go to hell. You went to purgatory, my friend.
How long do you think we gotta stay there?
Now, that's different for everybody. You add up all your mortal sins and multiply that number by 50. Then you add up all your venial sins and multiply that by 25. You add them together, and that's your sentence.
In season 6, episode 9, The Ride, Paulie goes to the Bing to meet someone, and he sees the Virgin Mary for a split second. When he turns to look again, it's gone.
I never told this to another living soul, but one time at the Bing, I saw the Virgin Mary.
Irregardless, Paulie thinks he should have had immunity from all that shit. He should have been covered by his donations. It's funny when you think about it. In Paulie's head, he's like, as long as I kick up to the boss, in this case, God, I should be covered.
Poison ivy? He wants to know if it still itches.
But that's what this is, you know. Satanic black magic.
Finally, I hope you all enjoyed this video, a little Paulie Walnuts hypothetical, and I'd love to hear from you.